isn't on.
Good morning. We'll try it one more time. Good morning.
Good morning.
That was better. So I am, again, honored and blessed to be here with you this Yom Kippur. And I want to remind everybody that for some of us, Yom Kippur is one of those holidays that they walk in and they really come with an openness of heart. They look forward to hearing the chorale. They look forward to hearing the rabbi's sermon. They can't wait to hear the Torah. And for others of us, it's a holiday that comes around that causes us some sadness. We look back and we know that maybe our loved one's name is on the Yizkor board behind us. And we know that they're no longer with us. There is sadness about the heaviness of the day, the significance of the liturgy, and what that might mean for us individually as we work and struggle and strive with tshuva in mind. And so I'll ask this morning that, recognizing that we all come from different places, that we treat everybody around us with kindness and compassion, with love and respect. And so if you can just find your chair or get comfortable in your chair, I'm going to ask us that we take a deep breath and read to you a poem by a monk, Thomas Keating. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome everything that comes to me today because I know that it's for my healing. I welcome all thoughts, feelings, emotions, persons, situations, and conditions. I let go of my desire for power and control. I let go of my desire for affection, esteem, approval, and pleasure. I let go of my desire for survival and security. I let go of my desire to change any situation, condition, person, or myself. I open to the love and presence of God and God's actions within. We begin on page 138 with the singing of Ma Tovu. We continue on page 156. Blessed are you, Holy One, who has formed the human body with wisdom, an intricate network of channels, vessels, and openings, this wondrous structure and the flow of life within us. Allow us to stand before you and give thanks. Let us cherish this gift of flesh and blood, honor it as God's creation. Baruch atah Adonai, rofei kol basar umafli la'asot. We praise you, Holy One, for wondrous acts of creation and healing. We continue responsively on pages 160 and 160 through 162. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan li l'sechav v'yivna l'havhin bein yom uvein layla.
You are the source of blessing, Adonai. Your great power gave the mind discernment to distinguish light from darkness.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim.
You are the source of blessing, Adonai. Your great power opens eyes that cannot see.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power brings freedom to the captive.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kifufim.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power lifts up the fallen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power spreads the land upon the water.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzorkihi.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power has made all I need.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechim mitzadei gaver.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power gives firmness to our steps.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power clothes the naked.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten li'ayaf koach.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power strengthens to the weary.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ha'v'vir she'na me'enai u'na'ama me'afapai.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power moves sleep from my eyes, slumber from my eyelids.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzelem Elohim.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power made me in the image of God.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani bat chorin.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power endowed me with human freedom.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power has made me Yisrael.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power gives strength to Yisrael.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam loter Yisrael b'tifara.
You are the source of blessings, Adonai. Your great power crowns Israel with glory.
We continue on page 176, page 176 with the Hatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadol v'yitgadosh Shemei Rabam V'yalmam V'yamalik malchutem B'chayechon U'v'yomechon U'v'chayedechon Beit Yisrael. Bagala Uvizman Kariv V'himru Amen. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnase v'yitadar v'yithale v'yitalal shemei dekudesham le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata the Amirah B'Alamam the Imru Amen.
We continue with the Baruch Hu on page 178. Please rise. Praise to you, Adonai our God, whose power fills the cosmos, who opens for us the gates of compassion and lights up the eyes of those who await forgiveness, shaper of light, source of the darkness, maker of peace, creator of all. Infinite light is preserved in life's treasure house. Lights from the darkness said God, it was so. In love, you bring light to the earth and its creatures. Your goodness renews the creation each day. Infinite, varied, and rich are your works, divine artist, all of them wrought with wisdom. The whole earth is teeming with life, awestruck by the universe, work of your hands. Let all life bless you, praise you, and celebrate the beauty of your lights. May you shine a new light on Zion, and may we soon be privileged to share in that light. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer Hamaorot. Our praise to you, Adonai, creator of the cosmic lights. We continue on page 185 responsively. Adonai Echad, we proclaim you one. You are the one who unites all things, who links life to life in a sacred chain.
The forest anchored in the soil, breathe air into our lungs.
Our faces are reflected in the creatures of earth. We carry the sea within us.
Our fate is connected to rivers and deserts, our family a many-branched tree of life.
All beings intertwine in you. All are compassed in Adonai Echad.
Thus no man is an island, no soul exists apart.
To say Echad is to know this truth, to see the world whole, humankind undivided.
Precious and holy are these words we speak. Adonai Echad, we proclaim you one.
Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael b'ahava. Our praise to you, Adonai. You have singled out your people Israel with love. Long ago, in the courtyard of the temple, on the holy day of Yom Kippur, the high priest proclaimed aloud the sacred name of God, and all the people fell to the ground, prostrated themselves, and called, "Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever." Millennia have passed, but still we speak these words aloud, witnesses forever to the truth of God's dominion.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Le'olam.
Please be seated. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ug'shartam liot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtabtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים אני Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We continue on page 195 responsively. And they shall know that I, Adonai, am their God, who brought them out of the land of Egypt, that I might abide among them, I, Adonai, their God.
You took us out of the darkness so that your light might dwell among us.
You showed us your power to bring down the powerful, uplift the enslaved, transform the social order.
Showed us your strength so that we might remember our own.
We carry the Exodus vision wherever we go, lest we forget our sense of liberation, lest we lose the joy of breathing free, lest we grow indifferent and blind to others' pain.
So long as we work to make you present, we walk the path of freedom. But if we forget to bring you into this world, then we return to the darkness. Mi chamocha boilim Adonai, mi chamocha nedor bakodesh, nora tehilot osefenem, shir chadasham, shibchu geolim, לשמחה אספת הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו, ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל, צור ישראל, Kuma Bezrat Yisrael, Kuma Bezrat Yisrael, go aleinu, Adonai, Tzevaot Shema, Kedosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Amen. We continue with the Amidah on page 198. Please rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufia gitegilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer chasadim tovim, v'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה. זכרנו, זכרנו לחיים. מלך חפץ בחיים. וכתבנו בספר החיים. למענך אלוהים חיים. זכרנו, זכרנו לחיים. מלך חפץ בחיים. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני.
ברוך וברוך שמו.
Magen Avraham v'Yezrat Saram. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל, אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. מי כמוך האב הרחמים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך וברוך שמו,
מחיי הכל.
Please be seated. We continue with the Unetane Tokef prayer on page 208, a prayer which requests that we focus on our own mortality. It requires of us to recognize that we are like the grass that comes up and withers away and dies, and that our presence here on earth will not always be. Our sovereign, God of pardon and forgiveness, let these words of sanctity ascend to you. Let us proclaim the power of this day, a day whose holiness awakens deepest awe and inspires highest praise for your dominion. For your throne is a throne of love. Your reign is a reign of truth. In truth, you are judge and plaintiff, counselor and witness. You inscribe and seal. You record and recount. You remember all that we have forgotten. And when you open the book of memories, it speaks for itself, for every human hand leaves its mark, an imprint like no other. And so a great shofar will cry, Tekiah, a still small voice will be heard. Angels in a whirl of fear and trembling will say, Behold, the day of judgment, for they too are judged. In your eyes, even they are not blameless. All who come into the world pass before you, like sheep before their shepherd. As a shepherd considers the flock when it passes beneath the staff, you count and consider every life. You set bounds. You decide destiny. You inscribe judgment.
Hashanam Yikatevon Uveyom Som Kippur Yechatemun Berosh Rosh Hashanah Yikatevun Uveyom Som Kippur Uveyom Som Kippur Yechatemu Kama Yavrun V'chama Yibreun Mi Yehu Mi Yamut Mi Bekitzo Umi Lo Bekitzo Hashanah Yikatevon Uveyom Som Kippur Uveyom Som Kippur Yechatemun Berosh Hashanah Yikatevon Uveyom Som Kippur Uveyom Som Kippur Yechatemun Mi va'esh umi va'mayim Mi va'cherev umi va'chaya Mi va'ra'av umi va'tzama Rosh Hashanah Yikatevon Uveyom Som Kippur Uveyom Som Kippur Yikatemun Berosh Hashanah Yikatevon Uveyom Som Kippur Uveyom Som Kippur Yechatemun Mi v'rahash umi v'magefa Mi v'chanika umi v'skila Mi yanua umi yanua Rosh Hashanah Yikatevon Uveyom Som Kippur Uveyom Som Kippur Yechatemun Berosh Hashanah Yikatevon Uveyom Som Kippur Uveyom Som Kippur Yechatemun Mi yashkit umi yitoraf Mi yishalev umi yityaser Mi ya'ani umi ya'ashi Mi yushpal umi yarum Rosh Hashanah Yikatevon Uveyom Som Kippur Uveyom Som Kippur Yechatemun Berosh Hashanah Yikatevon Uveyom Som Kippur Uveyom Som Kippur Yechatemun.
On Rosh Hashanah, this is written. On the fast of Yom Kippur, this is sealed. How many will pass away from this world? How many will be born into it? Who will live and who will die? Who will reach the ripeness of age? Who will be taken before their time? Who by fire and who by water? Who by war and who by beast? Who by famine and who by drought? Who by earthquake and who by plague? Who by strangling and who by stoning? Who will rest and who will wonder? Who will be tranquil and who will be troubled? Who will be calm and who will be tormented? Who will live in poverty and who in prosperity? Who will be humbled and who exalted? Tshuva, utfilah, utzaka, ma'avrin, et ra'ah hagezhera. But through the return to the path, to the right path, through prayer and righteous giving, we can transcend the harshness of the decree. You are everything that we praise you for, slow to anger, quick to forgive. Do not wish the death of sinners, but urge them to return from their ways and live. Until the day of death, you wait for them. You accept them at once if they return. Since you created us, you know our impulses. We are but flesh and blood. We who are mortal, our origin is dust, and so is our end. We wear out our lives to get our bread, like broken vessels, like withered grass, like a flower that must fade, a shadow moving on, a cloud passing by, mere dust on the wind, a dream that flies away. But for you, ever-living sovereign, time has no limits. Your presence, unbounded by days and years, is everywhere, a glorious mystery none can decipher. Your name is worthy of you, and you are worthy of your name. And our name you have linked with yours. Please rise as we continue the Kedushat Hashem on page 218. Please be seated. You and you alone, page 228. You and you alone, Adonai, will reign over creation. Upon Mount Zion, home of your presence, and in Jerusalem, a city set apart by you, as the psalmist believed, The eternal shall reign for all time. Your God for all generations. Zion. Hallelujah. You are holy. Your name is awe. There is nothing divine beyond you. As the prophet Isaiah taught, the source of all might is exalted through justice, the God of holiness made holy through righteousness. Baruch atah Adonai, HaMelech HaKadosh. Blessed are you, Adonai, holy, sovereign. You chose us with love to be messengers of mitzvot, and through us you made known your aspirations. Among all the many peoples, you gave us a pathway to holiness. Among all the great nations, you uplifted us and made yourself our sovereign. And so we seek you and serve you and celebrate our nearness to your presence. Your great and sacred name has become our calling. Together, in your love, eternal our God, you have given us this Yom Kippur, a day on which our wrongs are forgiven, a day of sacred assembly, a day to be mindful of our people's going out from Egypt. Our God and God of all the generations before us, may a memory of us ascend and come before you. May it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness, together with the memory of our ancestors, the memory of your sacred city Jerusalem, and the memory of your people, the family of Israel. May we be remembered for safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life, and for peace on this Day of Atonement. Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu vo l'tova.
Amen.
Ufukdeinu vo l'vracha.
Amen.
V'hoshinu vo l'chaim.
Amen.
Eternal our God, remember us.
Amen.
Be mindful of us.
Amen.
And redeem us for a life of goodness and blessing.
Amen.
Favor us with words of deliverance and mercy. Show us the depth of your care. God, we await your redemption, for your reign with grace and compassion. We continue together on page 234. Our God and God of our forebears, pardon our failings on this Day of Atonement. Erase our misdeeds, see beyond our defiance. For Isaiah said in your name, it is I alone, who wipe away your defiant acts. This is my essence. I shall pay no heed to your error. And the prophet said, as the cloud fades away, as mist dissolves into air, so your wrongs and mistakes shall be gone. I will wipe them away. Come back to me, that I may redeem you. As he said to Moses, for on this Day of Atonement shall be made for you, to purify you from all wrongs, and pure you shall be in the presence of Adonai. God who is ours, and God of our fathers and mothers, lead us to holiness through your mitzvot. May each of us find a portion of Torah that is ours. You bestow such goodness. Teach us to be satisfied and to know the joy of your salvation. Help us to serve you truly with purity of heart. For you are the forgiver of Israel, in every generation's granting pardon to the tribes of Yeshurun. We have no God of forgiveness and pardon but you, you alone. Baruch atah Adonai, melech mecholav v'solech la'avonotenu, la'avonot amo beit Yisrael, u'ma'avir ashmotenu b'chol shana v'shana, melech al kol ha'aretz mekadesh Yisrael v'yom ha'kippurim. You are blessed, Adonai, sovereign who forgives our failings and pardons the failings of your people, the house of Israel. You banish our guilt from year to year. You reign in majesty over all the earth. You sanctify the people Israel and the Day of Atonement. We continue responsively on page 240. God who is ours, God of all generations, to you we are grateful forever.
Rock and protector of our lives, your saving
Power endures from age to age.
We thank you and tell the tale of your praise, your power in our lives, your caring for our souls, the constant miracle of your kindness.
Morning and night, we call you goodness, for your compassion never ends. We call you mercy, for your love has no limit. We call you hope, now and for all time.
And for all these gifts, God of majesty, may your name come to be blessed and praised. Your gratitude a daily offering until the end of time.
Inscribe your covenant partners for a life of goodness.
And may all life resound with gratitude and faith in praise of your name. God, you free us and strengthen us. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'el lehodot. Praised are you, Adonai, whose goodness deserves thanks and praise. Page 244, the priestly benediction. Our God, divine presence whose path our ancestors walked, bless us now with words first bestowed on Israel in the time of Moses and Aaron, the threefold blessing given us through Torah that joins our hopes with theirs.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
May you receive the light of God's kindness and grace.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Ein yehi ratzon.
May God bestow favor upon you and give you peace. We continue with the singing of Sim Shalom on page 246, after which will be a moment for silent prayer. Please feel free to use the words on page 248 and 49 or the meditations of your heart.
Sim Shalom. Tova uvracha le'olam kein v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'akol Yisrael amecha. Barecheinu Avinu, Barecheinu Avinu, Kulanu ke'echad באור באור פניך. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך בספר חיים ברכה בספר חיים. ניזכר וניכתב לפניך אנחנו וכל עמך בישראל בחיים טובים ושלום. מדבר מרמה ונקרא אליי נפשיתי ונפשי כדבר לך לא תהיה אלוהי אלוהי נצור לשוני מרע ושפתיי מדבר מרמה ונקרא אליי נפשיתי ונפשי כדבר לך לא תהיה אלוהי Elohim
Malkeinu on page 252. Before I invite you to rise, I want to invite all those who are participating in the Torah service, which will take place immediately at the conclusion of Avinu Malkeinu, to please come forward and find a seat in the front row over here near the chorale. Please rise. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, hear our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chamal Aleinu Va'ala Aleinu V'tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and our families.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kele Dever V'chera V'ra'av Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kele Kol Tzor Mastin Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the reign of those who cause pain and terror.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kadfenu B'Sefer Chaim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kadesh Aleinu Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew us good to your goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu, Malay Yadenu Mirpotecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings.
Avinu Malkeinu, Herem Karen Mishechecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let our eyes behold the dawn of redemption.
Avinu Malkeinu, Na'al Tishvenu Rakam Milfanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we pray, do not turn us away from you with nothing.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kabel Barachamim Ratzon Et Tfilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it.
Avinu Malkeinu, Aseh Imanu L'ma'an Shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, Aseh L'manecha Im Lo L'manenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for your sake, if not for ours.
Avinu Malkeinu, Ein Lanu Melech Ela Ata.
Avinu Malkeinu, you alone are our sovereign.
Avinu Malkeinu, Patach Sharei Shemaim L'Tefilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu Chus V'Rachem Aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice, treat us with tender compassion.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Va'anenu Ki'en Banu Ma'asim, Aseh Imanu Tzedaka V'Chesed V'Hoshienu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu,
Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu va'anenu, ki en banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, Aseh imanu, Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu v'anenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu v'anenu, ki en banu ma'asim.
At this time, I'd like to invite our teenagers who are attending programming to please excuse themselves. And I'd like to invite up Mike Elkin, Bob Weston, Marcia Grado, and Virginia Singer, who are helping us march the Torahs around our sanctuary up to the pulpit. Page 254. Let the reading of Torah be like a prayer, a meditation to remind us what we strive for, a chant that binds us to the chain of generations. Let the reading of Torah be like a prayer, a moment of purest solidarity with our people's hopes and history, an invitation to affirm or dissent, to challenge or believe, to ask why or say amen. Let the reading of Torah be like a prayer, flowing like waters that renew the spirit, refreshing and sweet to nourish the soul. Let the reading of Torah be like a prayer, every word a blessing, every verse a conversation.
Adonai. Malachutecha, malachut kol amim, umemshaltecha bechodor v'hador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Rachamim, Heitiva birtzoncha et Zion, Tivenecha mot Yerushalayim, Tivenecha mot Yerushalayim. Ki v'chol levad batachnu, Melech eram v'nisam, Adon olamim. Adonai, Adonai, erachum v'chanun, erech apayim, v'rav chesed v'emet, Notzer chesed lo alafim, Nosei avon v'afesha, v'chata'a v'nakei. Adonai, Adonai, erachum v'chanun, erech apayim, v'rav chesed v'emet, Notzer chesed lo alafim, Nosei avon v'afesha v'chata v'nakei. Adonai, Adonai, רחום וחנון, ערך אפיים ורב חסד ואמת, נוצר חסד לא אלפים, נושא עוון ופשע וחטא ונקי. מה ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. אחד אלוהינו, גדול אדוננו, קדוש ונורא שמו. גדלו לאדוני איתי, ונרוממו שמו יחדיו. לכל אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת, הנצח וההוד. Kiddush Cup is the one we're reading from. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. We're putting things back? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו. We're putting things back, aren't we? רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני
King.
I think the theme of this parsha that we're reading this morning about choosing life is something that we think, of course, we're going to choose life. Of course. I want to wake up and know that things are going to be fabulous. But the truth of the matter is that there are often times when we don't necessarily choose life. There are times when we make decisions and do things that we may not necessarily be proud of the next morning, that we wonder, why did we do that? And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we have this parsha connected with Yom Kippur, to remind us and ask us, why did we do those things? Were we really choosing life at that moment? Or were we choosing something else? I'd like to invite up our TIR Education Committee for the first Aliyah. Ya'amdu, Anashim she'ozer lanu, לגבי לימודים לעלייה ראשונה. So if you guys can hold on, let's wait for all of our friends to keep coming. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen.
Have somebody hold this. Amen. Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem lifnei Adonai Elohechem Roshechem Shiftechem Ziknechem V'shotrechem Kol Yisrael Tapechem nishechem v'gercha asher bekerev machanecha mechotei vetzecha ad shoev memecha leovrecha bivrit Adonai Elohecha uvi'alato asher Adonai Elohecha koret imecha hayom. Amen.
So I'll ask you guys to go back to your seat and really want to say thank you for all the hard work you do in ensuring that our young ones learn and enjoy all of their time at TIR, and our huge support to Michelle. Thank you for all that you do. I'd like to invite up our second Aliyah. These are individuals and members who participate in our lifelong learning programs of Torah study on Saturday morning and the wisdom group on Tuesday. This is a reminder for those of you who are curious and want to participate in Torah study that we are going to be learning the Haftorot this year. So if you've ever been curious what happens after Deuteronomy ends, we're the group for you on Saturday at 9. Ya'amdu, Anashim she'ohavim lilmod la'aliyah shenit.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen. למען חכימותך היום לא לעם, והוא יהיה לך לאלוהים כאשר דיבר לך, וכאשר נשבע לאבותיך, לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב, ולא איתכם לבדכם, אנוכי כורת את הברית הזאת ואת העלה הזאת, כי את אשר ישנו פה עמנו עומד היום לפני אדוני אלוהינו, ואת אשר איננו פה עמנו היום. Amen.
I just want to tell and thank you all for coming up and ask that you guys head back to your seats and tell everybody that not only is it something that they learn, but they learn from each other in fabulous conversations and discussions. I'd like to at this time invite up our Brotherhood Board for the third Aliyah. Ya'amdu et kahal hagvarim le'aliyah shlishi.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Wait, I need to announce.
Amen.
Just to let you know, we are jumping to verse 11, chapter 30, verse 11, in the middle of page 267, if you're following along.
כי המצווה הזאת אשר אנוכי מצווך היום לא נפלאת היא ממך ולא רחוקה היא. לא בשמיים היא לאמור מי יעלה לנו השמיימה ויקחך לנו וישמיענו אותה ונעשנה ולא מעבר לים היא לאמור מי יעבור לנו אל עבר הים ויקחך לנו וישמיענו אותה ונעשנה כי קרוב אליך הדבר מאוד בפיך ובלבבך לעשותו. Amen. Yashkach.
Yasher koach lekulchem. I just want to thank all the Brotherhood for all of their exciting events. If you missed their most recent breakfast, it was a wonderful opportunity to have heard from our congressman and to have heard from Ken, who is running for a political seat, which I forget. State House. Go Ken. And they have many more opportunities and events coming up, including in our Sukkah very soon. So I encourage all of you to attend and participate and enjoy our Brotherhood. I'd like to invite up our Sisterhood Board to the fourth Aliyah at this time. תעמדו האנשים החזקים בקהילה הזאת לעלייה רביעית.
Wait. Everybody here? Okay. All right. Here we go. Baruch Adonai Vorach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen. Somebody hold that for me. Thank you. Re'en natati lefanecha hayom et chayim v'et hatov v'et hamavet v'et hara asher anochi mitzavecha hayom li'ahava et Adonai Elohecha lalechet b'drachav v'lishmor mitzvotav v'chukotav u'mishpatav v'hayita v'ravita u'verachecha Adonai Elohecha ba'aretz asher ata v'shama l'rishta V'im yifne levavecha v'lo tishma v'nidachta v'hishtachavita le'elohim acherim v'avadetam. Amen.
And again, I just want to thank all of the Sisterhood Board for every single thing that they do around here, the onegs, the activities, the events. Thank you guys for all of your energy and your passion. You're amazing. Go Sisterhood. You can find yourself back to your spots, please.
Yishar kochacha.
And I'd like to invite up our Food Festival Committee to the fifth and final Aliyah. Thanks, guys. יעמדו את כליהם שמתנדבים לעזור את הבית כנסת שלהם לעלייה חמישי.
Baruch Adonai Vorach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen.
He got it.
Yeah, he got it. He got it. Lachem hayom ki oved tovidun lo ta'arichun yamim al ha'adama asher ata over et hayarden lavo shahama l'rishta ha'idoti machem hayom et hashamayim v'et ha'aretz hachayim v'hamavet natati lefanecha habracha v'haklala uvacharta b'chayim leman tichya ata v'zarecha Li'ahava et Adonai Elohecha lishmo v'kolo uledav kavo ki hu chayecha v'orech yamecha lashevet על האדמה אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיך, לאברהם, ליצחק ויעקב, לתת לכם. Amen.
Thank you so much for all that you guys have done in volunteering and helping the congregation with its major fundraiser. And we look forward to seeing other fundraisers in the future. And I can't wait to see all the things that you'll be coming up with in the coming years. Thank you. I'd like to invite up Susan and Matthew Edelman, who will be lifting and dressing the Torah for us, and invite the congregation to please rise at this time. Do you know what to do?
Just tell me where to go.
You're going to go that way. V'zot haTorah
Asher sam Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai biyad Moshe.
I'd like to invite all those who have participated and come up to the bima to please rise in your seat, or if you have participated in services this morning, you and my friend can stay seated with the Torah. Everyone else can stand up. Mishaberach, Avotenu v'imotenu, Ravacham Yitzchak v'Yakov, Sarah Rivcha Rachel v'Leah, Hu yevarech et kol ehem, kol ha'ikarim asher lanu hayom likvod hamakom v'likvod haTorah, v'likvod yom hazikaron hakadusha baruch hu, yishmar am v'yitzilam, mikol Torah utzaka, mikol negal m'chalav, v'shlach bracha v'hatzlaka, imkol ma'asai yad am, imkol Yisrael v'nomar. Amen.
Amen.
May the one who brought blessing to Abraham and Sarah, to Isaac and Rebekah, to Jacob, Rachel, and Leah, bring blessing to all of you who have come up to honor God and Torah on this day of remembrance. The blessing of safety and protection in time of trouble. The blessing of comfort and healing in time of illness. The blessing of success and fulfillment in all of your endeavors. On this day of remembrance, inscribe and seal them and all Israel for life of goodness, as together we say,
Amen.
You may be seated. I'd like to invite a new friend of mine, Rabbi Sullivan Wolf, who will be coming up to the pulpit to say the blessing over the Haftorah, and Felice Calistro, who will be reading the Haftorah. So those of you who have not met Rabbi Wolf, he is our new and latest addition. He is our new adjunct rabbi. He is living out at the Coves, and he led services for us during the high holidays at the cemetery with David Tucker, and we're so grateful for all that he's willing to do. He is, of course, working with Bob Goodman. Bob, for some of you may or may not know, will be having surgery soon, so you may see a little bit less of Bob and a little bit more of Rabbi Wolf. But regardless, we are grateful for all that they are both willing to do for our community in terms of visiting individuals who are truly in need. As we read together, I just want to point out one thing about the Haftarah on page 275 for the blessing before, and the actual commentary on the Haftarah itself. For those of you who are curious, you can look at some commentary on page 276. This is one of those beautiful passages from 2nd Isaiah, one that reminds us that it's not just good enough to pray on Shabbat, that God isn't interested necessarily in our fasts alone, but that God desires that we help all of those who are in need. We lift up the hunger and take care of the poor, the widow, and the orphan. And oftentimes we think perhaps that I've gone and I've exercised in the morning and did what I needed to do, and I can enjoy my Oreos later in the day, Oreos being my favorite cookie, of course. But no, Isaiah is reminding us that we don't just have to watch what we eat and do one time of the day, that example or that desire doesn't quite work out. We actually have to be a good Jew all the time.
I recall an incident. I was about 5 years old, and they told me that I was able to chant the Haftarah blessings by heart. That's a long time ago. Let me tell you that now the melody is in my head, but it's not in my throat. In fact, I thought if I would chant, it would be a distraction. And so I will take a word from Rabbi Bahar's reading to us last night and say, it is enough that I read it today. On page 275, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar benviim tovim v'ratza v'divrahem hane'emarim be'emet. Blessed are you, our God eternal, supreme power of the universe, who called forth noble prophets to speak the truth. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah, uv'Moshe avdo of Yisrael amo, uv'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Blessed are you, God of eternity, who delights in the Torah, in Moses, God's servant, in Israel, God's people, and in prophets of truth and right.
Cry from the depths, says God. Do not hold back. Lift up your voice like the shofar. Tell my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sin. Yes, they seek me daily, as though eager to learn my ways, as if they were a nation that does what is right and has not abandoned God's law. They ask of me the right way, eager for God's nearness. They say, why did we fast and you did not see it? We afflict ourselves and you do not know it. Because even on your fast day, you think only of desire while oppressing all who work for you. Because your fasting is filled with strife, and with callous fist you strike. No, your fasting on this day will not lift up your voice before heaven. Is this the fast I desire? A day to afflict body and soul? Bowing your head like a reed, covering yourself with sackcloth and ashes? Do you call this a fast? A day worthy of the favor of Adonai? Is not this the fast I desire? To break the bonds of injustice and remove the heavy yoke, to let the oppressed go free and release all those enslaved? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry and take the homeless poor into your home, and never to neglect your own flesh and blood? Then shall your light burst forth like the dawn, and your wounds shall quickly heal. Your righteous one leading the way before you, the presence of Adonai guarding you from behind. Then, when you call, Adonai will answer, and when you cry, will respond, I am here. If you remove the chains of oppression, the menacing hand, the malicious word, if you offer your compassion to the hungry and satisfy the suffering. Then shall your light shine through the darkness, and your night become bright as noon. Adonai will guide you always, slake your thirst in parched places, give strength to your bones. You shall be like a well-watered garden and unfailing spring. From you they will rebuild ancient ruins, lay foundations for ages to come, and you shall be called the one who mends the breach and brings back the streets for dwelling. If you cease to trample Shabbat, stop pursuing your affairs on my holy day. If you call Shabbat a delight, the holy day of Adonai honored, and if you honor God by not doing business or speaking of everyday matters, then shall you take pure delight in Adonai. I will lift up your journey on earth to the highest of places and nourish you from the heritage of your father Jacob. For this thus spoke Adonai.
Blessings after Haftorah, page 279. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim, tzaddik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'aman, ha'omer v'oseh, hamdaber kayem, shekol dvarav emet v'tzedek. Ne'aman atah hu Adonai Eloheinu, v'ne'emanim dvarecha, v'dvar echad midvarecha achar lo yashuv rekam, ki el melech ne'aman, v'rachaman ata. Blessed are you, our God eternal, supreme power of the universe, rock of all ages, source of justice in all generations, God in whom faithfulness abide, whose word is deed, whose every utterance bespeaks truth and righteousness. Faithful are you, our God eternal, and faithful your words. Not one of them rings hollow, for yours is a reign of loyalty and compassion. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'ne'aman, b'chol dvarav. Blessed are you, God of eternity, you are true to your word. Rachem al Tzion ki hi beit chayenu, v'la'aluvat nefesh toshia b'meira b'yameinu. Have mercy on Zion, our spiritual home, and through us hasten your redemption of the downcast and disheartened. Baruch atah Adonai mesameach Tzion b'vaneha. Blessed are you, God of eternity, who brings joy to Zion through her sons and daughters. On page 282, Samchenu Adonai Eloheinu be'Eliyahu hanavi avdecha, u'v'malchut beit David meshichecha, b'mheira yavo v'yagel libenu, al kiso lo yeshev zor, v'lo yinchalu od acherim et kavodo, ki v'shem katshecha nishbata lo, shelo yichbe neiro la'olam va'ed. Inspire joy among us, our God eternal, through your servant, the prophet Elijah. Gladden our hearts through the house of David, and may sparks of David's reign soon grow bright enough for us to see, a beam of light in the darkness, a promise of perfection. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen David. Blessed are you, God of eternity, shield of David. Al haTorah v'al ha'avodah, v'al hanvi'im, v'al yom ha'kippurim hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, limchila v'lislicha v'chapara, v'chavod u'tiferet, al ha'kol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, u'mvarchim otach, yitbarach shimcha b'fi kol chai tamid, la'olam va'ed, u'dvarcha emet, v'kayam la'ad. Our God, eternal, for all these gifts, we thank you and bless your Torah, worship, the books of the prophets, and this day of atonement, given to us for the sake of pardon and forgiveness, that we might make amends with honor and dignity. Let all life bless your name continually to the end of time, so that your truth will endure forever. Baruch atah Adonai, Melech mochel v'soleach la'avonotenu, v'la'avonot amot beit Yisrael, u'ma'avir ashmotenu v'chol sha'a v'sha'a, shana v'shana, melech al kol ha'aretz, mekadesh Yisrael, v'yom ha'kippurim. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign who forgives our failings and pardons the failings of your people, the house of Israel. You banish our guilt from year to year. You reign in majesty over all the earth. You sanctify the people Israel and the Day of Atonement.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. At this time, we're going to continue when we think about those in our community who are truly in need of healing, our friends and our neighbors, our loved ones who have had a difficult year or maybe find themselves suffering in some way this Yom Kippur. Our friends who, for a variety of reasons, were unable to make it here today and perhaps are live streaming us in their homes right now. For all of them, we offer our utmost and thoughtful prayer for a refuah shlema, a speedy recovery. Not only to those who are sick, we're also thinking of their caregivers, those loved ones and their friends and neighbors who bring them soup, who listen to them and hold their hands during their chemo treatments, who are present with them during all of those challenges and look them in the eye when they are most in need. Our thoughts are also with you. We join together with our choir leading us in Debbie Friedman's Misha Beirach at this time.
Misha Beirach Avotenu Mekor Abraham Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Beirach imotenu Mekor Abraham Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
At this time, I'd like to invite up Renee Weinstein, who will read for us the prayer for our congregation, Jackie and Bernie Sims for the prayer for all who teach Torah, David Selin, who will read for us the prayer for our nation and country, and Richard and Kimberly Sisiski, who will read the prayer for the state of Israel. You can follow along with them beginning on page 284. Hold on, wait 1 second. Let them come up. Okay.
Prayer for our congregation. Eternal Presence, who blessed our mothers and fathers, bless this holy congregation, a house of study, prayer, and righteous deeds. Together we give thanks. For our leaders, those who learn, teach, and uphold the Torah, inspiring others to learn, teach, and uphold the Torah. Those who do the sacred work of building our community. May their service bring them joy, fulfillment, and purpose, and may they go from strength to strength. For our members, diverse in age, interest, and background, Jews by birth, Jews by choice, and those of other faiths who join with us, all who offer their time and talent, their love and commitment. For all who come here on this holy day of Yom Kippur to share the search for meaning and renewal. Your presence is a blessing, your friendship a gift. May the spirit of peace, dignity, and respect live within these walls, inspiring us to care for one another with compassion. And may we be a source of goodness, light, and healing for the world. May the one who blessed the generations before us bless us as we stand together this day, one congregation joined with all Jewish communities of the world through our prayers on this Day of Atonement. Let us renew ourselves for the year ahead. Let us honor the precious legacy that is ours.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
For all who teach Torah and their students, may heaven grant redemption and grace, kindness and compassion, length of days and ample sustenance, divine support, bodily health, and spiritual enlightenment, and offspring who will live and endure and never abandon the study of Torah. To our teachers and rabbis of holy communities in the land of Israel and in the diaspora, to our religious and communal leaders, spiritual mentors and guides, to all their students and students of their students, and to all engaged in the study of Torah.
May the sovereign of the universe bless them all, prolonging their lives with fullness of days and length of years. May they be delivered from all trouble and saved from serious illness. May our heavenly teacher be their help on every occasion and at all times. And let us say,
Amen. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
God of holiness, we hear your message. Justice, justice, you shall pursue. God of freedom, we hear your charge. Proclaim liberty throughout the land. Inspire us through your teachings and commandments to love and uphold our precious democracy. Let every citizen take responsibility for the rights and freedom we cherish. Let each of us be an advocate for justice, an activist for liberty, a defender of dignity, and let us champion the value that make our nation a haven for the persecuted, a beacon of hope among the nations. May our actions reflect compassion for all people within our borders and abroad. May our leaders and officials embody the vision of our founders to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity. We pray for courage and conscience as we aim to support our country's highest values and aspirations, the hard-won rights that define us as a people, the responsibility that they may entail. We pray for all who serve our country with selfless devotion in peace and in war, from fields of battle to clinics and classrooms, from government to the grassroots, all those whose noble deeds and sacrifice benefit our nation and our world. We are grateful for the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that our founders ascribed in you and our Creator. We pray for their wisdom and moral strength, that we may be guardians of these rights for ourselves and for the sake of all people, now and forever.
Avinu, you are high above all nations, states, and peoples. Rock of Israel, the one who has saved us and preserved us in life. Bless the state of Israel, first flowering of our redemption. Be her loving shield, a shelter of lasting peace. Guide her leaders and advisers by your light of truth. Instruct them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who build and protect our holy land. Deliver them from danger, crown their efforts with success. Grant peace to the land, lasting joy to all her people, and together we say, Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi.
At this time, we're going to return our Sefer Torah to the Ark. I'll ask the congregation to please rise as we turn to page 290, page 290 in our prayer books.
Yahalelu et Shem Adonai, ki niskov shemo levado. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Lama chazikim bab. Metomchecha me'ushar derachecha dareche noam bechol netivotecha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Kadesh, Kadesh Yameinu Kadesh Yameinu kekedem.
As we turn to page 292 and begin our second vidui, our second confessional on Yom Kippur, I came across an interesting question from a friend of mine. On Yom Kippur, we beat our chests during the confession. But the question was, should we be beating our chests or knocking on our heads? After all, the real issue isn't necessarily that our heart's screwed up. Sometimes it's our head that gets a little wonky. On this most physically demanding day in the Jewish world, Jewish tradition has us beat on our hearts and our chest as if that is the sole location and the short of all of our shortcomings. During the Vidui, the confessional portion of the service, we read Ashamnu, Baganu, and go through this acrostic. We read the Alhet prayer, and some of us tap just a little bit. Some of us really go for it, and some of us stand there wondering what in the world is going on around us. We're reminded that there's a deep connection between the spiritual and the physical. But are we doing it in the right place? In the Bible, it's widely accepted, in the Hebrew, by the way, for heart is lev. That's the seat of our emotions. It's Maimonides who linked the heart with intellect, though. And however we live in this age of modernity, knowing that our decisions are made from our brain and not necessarily our heart, or one can only hope most times, our focus that should be today on our confessions and not necessarily thinking about the hypertension which we're hitting at. So what about the lightly tapping on our heads? Maybe we need to knock ourselves around a little bit. Isn't the head the place where, working on discord, our mouths and minds create this torus that we're confessing to begin with? Anyway, Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year, has something to do with it, right? We put our tefillin up here, but we also put it here, close to the heart. And on Friday nights, when some individuals and parents bless their kids, they place their hands on their kids' heads and kiss them. In Psalm 90, there's an ideal that we hold up, the heart of wisdom. But it was really Rabbi Goldie Milgram who said that striking one chest on Yom Kippur is an acknowledgement that I am fundamentally out of alignment, that my head and my heart are just not matching up. And in Judaism, the heart is the seat. Our awareness of Ahavat Chesed, of our love of God, starts there. So let's tap in our hearts in a kind of drumming. The body, after all, is an instrument, and making the connection between the drum beats and the heartbeat suggests that while we are tapping, that we listen to both the torus in our heart and our heads and contemplate how we can best get the two back in alignment. Page 292, we continue responsively. We stand in humility, conscious of our failings. Shema Kolenu, Adonai, hear our call.
True sacrifice to God is a penitent spirit. You treasure a crushed and repentant heart.
For you are close to the brokenhearted, and you give strength to a suffering soul.
You are the healer of shattered hearts. You are the one who binds up their wounds.
For thus says the high and exalted one, who lives forever, whose name is holy.
I dwell in an high and holy place, but also with the downcast and lonely.
To bring new life to despondent souls, to restore and revive repentant hearts.
Return now, Israel, to Adonai your God, for you have fallen because of your sin.
Take words with you and return to God. Ask the Eternal, forgive what is wrong, accept what is good.
We stand in humility, conscious of our failings. We set before you the wrongs we have done.
We trust in your compassion, for you know who we are. Shema Kolenu, Adonai, hear our call. We continue on page 296. Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence, and when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong. Please rise as we continue with Ashamnu.
Ay, 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 Hashamanu, Bagadanu, Gazalanu, Bibarnadofi, ay 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 ay. Hevinu, Vehirshanu, Zadnu, Hamasnu, Tufanu Shaker, ay 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 ay. Yatsnu Ram, Kizavnu, Latsnu, Maradnu, Niatsnu, Sararnu, Avinu, Pashanu, Sararnu, Kishinu Oref, ay 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 ay. Rashanu, Shichatnu, Tiavnu, Tainu, Titanu.
Please be seated. We continue together on page 298. Our
Turning away from your mitzvot and laws of goodness is a hollow pursuit. You are just concerning all that happens in our lives. Your way is the way of truth, while ours leads to error. What can we say to you whose existence is beyond time and space? What words of ours can reach your realm?
Beyond the clouds, beyond heaven itself. Every hidden mystery, every revelation, surely you know them all. You know the secrets of the universe and the secrets of the human heart. You know and understand us, for you examine our inner lives. Nothing is concealed from you, nothing hidden from your sight. Eternal One, our God and God of our ancestors, we pray that this be your will. Forgive all our wrongs. Pardon us for every act of injustice. Help us atone for all our moral failures. We continue responsively with Al Chait on page 300. Al Chait shechatanu lefanecha be'onas uvuratzon, ve'al Chait shechatanu lefanecha be'yodim uvelo yodim.
The ways we have wronged you under duress and by choice, and harm we have caused in your world consciously and unconsciously.
Al Chait shechatanu lefanecha bivili dat, ve'al Chait shechatanu lefanecha beritzat raglayim lahara.
The ways we have wronged you through our thoughtlessness, and harm we have caused in your world through impulsive acts of malice.
Al Chait shechatanu lefanecha bechozek yad, ve'al Chait shechatanu lefanecha bezilzu orim umorim.
The ways we have wronged you by abusing our power, and harm we have caused in your world through disrespect to parents and teachers.
Al Chait shechatanu lefanecha beyotzer hara, ve'al Chait shechatanu lefanecha bekashuyot oref.
The ways we have wronged you by giving into our hostile impulses, and harm we have caused in your world through inflexibility and stubbornness.
Al Chait shechatanu lefanecha bechachash uvchazav, ve'al Chait shechatanu lefanecha bekalut rosh.
The ways we have wronged you through lies and deceit, and harm we have caused in your world by making light of serious matters.
Al Chait shechatanu lefanecha b'siach sfatatenu, ve'al Chait shechatanu lefanecha b'tzurut ayin.
The ways we have wronged you in our routine conversations, and harm we have caused in your world through envy.
V'al kulam Elohai slichot, salach lanu, machal lanu, kaper lanu.
For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. Selach lanu, mechalanu, kaper lanu. Selach lanu, mechalanu, kaper
Page 304. Al chet shachatanu lefanecha v'galui v'sater, v'al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'sinat chinam.
The ways we have wronged you openly and secretly, and harm we have caused in your world by hating without cause.
Al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'frikat ol, v'al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'ma'achal u'v'masteh.
The ways we have wronged you by losing self-control, and harm we have caused in your world through consumption of food and drink.
Al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'galui arayot, v'al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'imut halev.
The ways we have wronged you through sexual immorality, and harm we have caused in your world by hardening our hearts.
Al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'neshech u'v'marbit, v'al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'maseh u'v'matan.
The ways we have wronged you through greed and exploitation, and harm we have caused in your world through dishonesty and business.
Al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'hir hor halev, v'al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'birchilut.
The ways we have wronged you through our innermost thoughts, and harm we have caused in your world through gossip and rumor.
Al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'chapat shochet, v'al chet shachatanu lefanecha b'chilul Hashem.
The ways we have wronged you by offering or accepting bribes, and harm we have caused in your world by profaning your name in public.
Ve'al kulam Elohai slichot, salach lanu, machal lanu, kaper lanu.
For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. Selach lanu, mechalanu, kaper lanu. Selach lanu, mechalanu, kaper lanu.
We continue with our silent confession on pages 308 and 309. We continue on page 311. Luach se panav bilbi baita. If I could see God's face within my heart, I'd see the face of a gardener, compassionate to weed and flower alike, patiently pruning, graciously planting, loving the endless hours of tending and nurturing the earth, seeds, roots, all that grows. And true to the essence of the gardener's work, forgiving the fallen branches, the withered petals, the cracked stones, the broken stems. Luach se panav bilibi baita. If I could see God's face within my heart, I'd see the human face in 1,000 acts of mercy, the one who gives bread to the hungry and shelters the lost, who hears the voice of grief and makes room for the stranger, who brings relief to the blind, the bent, the unjustly imprisoned, and is true to the essence of holy work, resisting evil, healing brokenness, easing pain, and in the end, forgiving ourselves as God forgives us.
Adonai, Adonai, Erachom v'chanun, Erech apayim v'rav chesed v'emet, Notzer chesed lo alafim, Nosei avon v'fesha, v'chata'a v'nakei.
We continue on page 316 with the singing of Shema Kolenu. So I want to share with you what happens in my house when I get sick. Hopefully it's not going to happen anytime soon, but whenever I'm homesick, I end up watching HGTV. Usually there's some episode of Love It or List It on, and this is a show where there's two hosts. One, an interior designer whose job it is to update the home, create it into something functional, modern, sleek. And the other host is a real estate broker whose job it is to offer the family a new home, one that meets their list of dreams. As the show progresses, a certain setup usually happens. The designer always uncovers some hidden flaw in the home. A support wall that was poorly placed, or a water main that has to be moved. in order for the project to be completed. And the real estate broker always takes the family to their dream home, which will be wildly over their budget and not in the neighborhood that they really want. But inside, they're going to find everything their heart desires. It's a perfect setup. And then the family makes a choice. Do they love their current home, or do they list it and buy one of the homes that the real estate broker showed them? Religion today, in many ways, I think, is perceived as one of those older homes. I mean, let's be honest. Perhaps this is one of the reasons why affiliation rates are down. Individuals may even say it's just not that relevant to them. And so I ask you, in the words of the show, do we love it or do we list it? Do we love our faith and update it, maybe nursing it in certain areas, massaging it just a little bit to something that meets our current needs? Or do we list it and just look for spirituality elsewhere? I want to share with you just some thoughts I have on this really pressing question I face all the time. Recently, I had this wonderful gift of an opportunity to participate in an interfaith discussion at Youth Leadership Jacksonville. Thank you, Linda. I was able to sit at a table where I met this amazing young 16-year-old man who told me that he had just become an ordained minister online. He had envisions of running a business, conducting weddings to pay for college. It made me wonder, what's the role of the rabbi today? Anyone can just go and get an ordination online. So is there something so special and sacred about being ordained anymore? And later, that same day, I met a congregant, someone who's actually in this room today, but I'm not going to point them out ever, who told me that her daughter feels that what transpires within these walls is fake and false. It's an echo back to a time when humanity needed an opiate to quell their fears. She, on the other hand, was on the search for spirituality. Religion, according to this woman's daughter, was devoid of spirituality. And then this past Sunday morning, one of my amazing confirmation students, and I love all of them, said that biblical interpretation permits individuals to say things that we might find abhorrent. Statements against the rights of women, individuals in the LGBTQIA community, and others. And she questioned whether religion has been used simply to keep others separate and not necessarily equal. And each of these three challenges, I believe, really speaks to larger issues about authority and authenticity of faith today. With individuals so distracted by the tsunami of consumer culture, do we have the capacity to desire, or the desire to reflect on questions of meaning, on the existential anxiety which at one time consumed us? Today, we focus on productivity. When to be without work is to be deprived in the role of life. There's a process, and it's almost like the equivalent of being banished. We focus on the number of likes and clicks and smiley faces and hearts we get, and we still feel lonely. Today we are, in the words of T.S. Eliot, distracted from distraction by distraction. Religion today feels old, for some of us, from another world, from another time. But I contend that religion offers us many gifts if we know where to look. It's like removing the carpeting and uncovering beautiful hardwood floors that have been preserved and protected for so many long years. Religion has gems that need to be mined and polished. And it's our role, mine as your rabbi, clergy in general, I believe, to start digging for us so that we can see some of those diamonds. And then it's my role as a rabbi to inspire you and teach you the tools so that you yourself can dig for your own diamonds at the time that's most right for you. And I just want to share with you a few diamonds that I've uncovered when I've mined our sacred literature and faith. The most profound for me was starting to really understand the prophetic voice. An era, the era of prophecy lasted approximately 1,000 years. But we still pore over these texts. We look at Torah, we turn it and turn it and turn it and look to find some inspirational wisdom. And we look sometimes in our Haftarot, in the prophetic wisdom, in the prophetic literature. And there, if we look, we can also find these amazing gems. I just want to share with you that a lot of those gems were written in times of the greatest disruption to the system and society, when the world really was rupturing and fracturing, when the northern kingdom was under its greatest, deepest threats just before it was vanished and eaten away into the winds of history. And the first temple was destroyed and the southern kingdom was lost as well. It was for the worst. If it was for the worst, those prophetic authors would blame us for our moral failures and failing to follow the pathway that God provided. But if those same events happened for the best, well, then it was a miracle. And those authors saw that we were actually following God and we were engaged in what we needed to do. The job of the prophet, therefore, was to encourage, to offer hope, and implore us to become our better selves. But the more I studied prophets, the more I understood and saw them as true artists, using the gift of language to think outside of the box and to offer this beautiful, majestic poetry to comfort us. It transforms us. It has the power to inspire us, to remind us where justice is found in our society, and to help mold us to become the best that we can possibly be. Oftentimes the idea is that one prophet will present, will be molded, flipped over, turned around to something later, to something totally different where its meaning is inverted by a later prophet. When we start to look at the Talmud, we see the rabbis in the Talmud did the same things. They'll quote a verse from the Bible and flip it on its head when offering its very meaning. And what inspires me about the prophetic voice is that it is our obligation to do that, what the rabbis did and what the prophets did to the text. The text is there to guide us. The text is there to inspire us. And it's also there for us to chew on it and find new meaning, for us to invert it, flip it on its head, and find jewels buried within. The second diamond I would like to share with you is an experience, and I'll never forget it. I went to a hospital to visit a congregant. He was really very sick. He was a young man, only 15, and I had officiated at his bar mitzvah just 2 years before. His appendix had ruptured. He was very sick. He needed multiple surgeries to clean out the infection, and he wasn't initially responding to all the antibiotics the way that the doctors had hoped. And I went to visit, and his father was sitting at the head of the bed, and his mother was sitting at the feet. And the young man at that point had been asleep for about 2 days. As I was saying the Mishaberach over him, I arrived at the section where the Hebrew name is customarily inserted. And from the depth of his sleep, this young man said his name, and a tear rolled down his face. and you could feel the air in the room change. Several days later, the young man recovered, and he's currently playing basketball on a college team in the southeast area. And I'm happy to say that he's an amazing player. Religion has given me the patience to be present. It has given me the ability to be a witness to some of life's most difficult moments, some moments which can truly frighten us. And the beauty of religion for me, both in the text and in this experience that I shared, is that it offers us nuance. Nuance is an art form in and of itself. And my personal definition is that religion really allows us to see the subtle shades in the world around us. It offers us a sensitivity. In a famous poem by Elizabeth Barrett Browning, she said of the world, "Earth's crammed with heaven, and every common bush afire with God. But only he who sees takes off his shoes. The rest of us sit around and pluck blackberries." Religion has offered me the ability to see the bushes of fire all around me. It's allowed me to feel a deep connection with total strangers, a patience, so that things can wash over me and I don't have to take them personally. A desire to really be present and care for those in front of me that I don't know if I necessarily had when I was in college. Religion offers all of us not just nuance, not just this ability to be present, not just this ability to have text to chew on, but I think even more, it offers us courage. It demonstrates through a well-worn path the power of transformation. We are in an era of desperate need for reformation, a time when we must confront the warring ideologies of secularism and extremist ideologies of fundamentalism with the ideologies of intellectual progress and the ideologies of morality and ethics. We are at a time when we must free up our depleted faith full of religious symbols whose meanings have been either routinized or forgotten, so that the divine can once again be brought forward to offer us authenticity. And as I Have a Dream speech, Dr. Martin Luther King did the same thing that the prophets did 2,000 years before him. They held up a mirror to society and offered a vision of possibilities. They stated what needs to be done, how society needs to change. They identified and expressed the depth of the moral dilemma we faced and a path forward. For me, these possibilities of a beautiful world are stated in the most simple prayer, the one that we say twice a day. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Our faith states that we are all connected, that we are all one. And there was a man I used to visit when I was living in Alabama. He was living in the state penitentiary. When I heard his story, he was there because he had made some really poor choices. Well, I'm on this pulpit today because I made choices too. And I realized when I was contemplating the difference between him and me is that we just had different choices presented, and we chose different paths. We had almost the same opportunities. He grew up in a middle-class Jewish family, also in the Northeast corridor. But we just made different paths, different choices. Lastly, I would like to share with you, as I'm sure you can tell, I love to read and I love prophets. It's no secret. But For me, these texts that we look at, these texts that are found in our ark, they're not just something that I pull out once a week. I love them. I love to chew on them. I love to study them. And every single time I study them, I find something even cooler that I didn't necessarily even see before. And sometimes I even embody them. They have given me this language, this framework, this ability to think about the moral dilemmas that our society faces. I can contemplate and think about economic disparity by using the words of Amos. I can contemplate and think about the vicissitudes of life and the changing consequences that our world is facing with global warming by looking at the words of Jeremiah 4. I've always wondered, what was Isaiah thinking when he penned those words, asking us to really contemplate what we read this morning about fasting and prayer, while outside of these walls there are people who are hungry and in need of our attention and our love. The words of Torah are sweet, and for me, they inspire me to become a better person. So, I guess you can figure it out. I choose to love it. You might say, of course, you're the rabbi. You're going to love it. But religion is more than just looking at old, tired symbols. It's an opportunity for me to increase my sensitivity to the pain of the world around me. It's an opportunity for me to participate in a group whose goal is the betterment of humankind through loving deeds and kindness. It offers me a vehicle of transcendence in a period of increased individuality and isolation. To live this way requires courage. In the words of one of my favorite theologians, Paul Tillich, the courage to be is rooted in the God who appears when God had disappeared in the anxiety of doubt. To love Judaism and our sacred tradition involves heavy work. Sometimes we'll find a load-bearing wall which needs to be moved or replaced. It will take work to unpack the meaning when the text is obscure and the imagery foreign. But just like moving the wall, the work will lead to a hidden gem where our heart can once again reside. May your sense of faith be renewed, and may you choose also to love it. This is just a reminder when you turn to page 318 and it says concluding prayers, there's a reason that there's no Aleinu and Mourner's Kaddish. The idea is that you will come back to services for the afternoon service for Aleinu and Mourner's Kaddish. So the rabbis who wrote the Machzor left it out. You didn't miss anything. On that note, I want to encourage you to come to the text study later this afternoon. We have afternoon service, Yisker and Nila, and I look forward to praying with all of you. Infinite source of goodness, help us to see the good in ourselves and others, and in the world around us. Teach us to cultivate a discerning mind, to know right from wrong, and a listening heart, open to love and forgiveness. Guide us to walk in your ways with integrity, ever faithful to the promise our forebears made. And may your goodness inspire us to do what is right and just. I want to thank our chorale for providing us gorgeous music this morning. Thank all of you so much for coming and making this the sweetest Yom Kippur morning. And all those who participated and helped with service, thank you so much by your presence.
Ayom tidmechenu b'min tzidkecha